Hey Stampers, happy hump day. Come on in and join me, and we are going to have WOW class today. I'm super excited because it feels like a long time since I have jumped on here on the last Wednesday of the month because I think I was on vacation last week. So anyway, hopefully you're out there and you're ready to watch a WOW class. I'm going to start rolling right away because I forgot to plug my phone in last night, and I did a power charge real quick, but it may run out of battery, and I had that issue last time. And I want to make sure that we get to these cards to show you because they are awesome. So one real quick thing I need to share, friends. Guess what? We are extending the online extravaganza for one more day. So we had some computer glitches yesterday morning, and some of you may have had trouble shopping. The sun is starting to come in. Let me do a little fix here. And so some of you guys reported that you had some issues, and so we are going to extend the sale. We didn't have it for a full 24 hours, so you guys can shop today. You are able to log on and shop my website, and orders will ship direct to you. Right here is my host code. This host code is valid till 8 o'clock tonight. Then I've got to close it and get everything taken care of and get it shipped so you guys get your orders. If you're shopping online, this does ship directly to you. You do not have to wait until my order closes. But if you are local and you sent me your order, we will want to make sure that we close that out tonight. So good morning, friends. So glad to see you. So if you were missing or just coming on, we extended the extravaganza. It is for today again because we had some computer glitches and some people had trouble shopping. So there is my online store. You can hop over there, use that host code until 8 o'clock tonight, or of course you can always message your order to me and I can hook you up. So let's go ahead and do some stamping. The other thing that I didn't do was announce the winners from Monday's projects, and I will do that on this page as well. I don't want to, I didn't want to go backwards because I want to make sure that I get to these cards in time and not run out. So we're going to keep playing with Warm and Toasty, such a fun little stamp set from our holiday catalog. And I've got a piece of Real Red. This is 4 1/4 by 11, and we need to score at 5 1/2. So let me make sure I score because I don't want to cut. That will cause us some problems. So I've got that. That is just fold in half. That will be your card base. While I've got it here, let me go ahead and score the other panel that I need. And I'm looking around and realizing I do not have my notes. All right, I might have to just figure this out on the fly here. We've got a piece that is 10 inches by 2 1/2 inches. This is going to be a Z fold card, and I'm going to score it at 4 inches and 8 inches. Oh, I've got a hat on today, so I'm going to be bumping. Then I've got a piece of Designer Series paper. This does not look like it's right. It is not right. I wonder why. Yeah, that's totally wrong. That's not even going to fit. All right, BRB. All right, let's see if this piece will work. It should be 4 by 5 1/4 is what I needed. That looks a little better. And that's from the Heartwarming Hugs pack. All right, so we've got that. I don't need, well, yeah. Like I said, I don't have my notes, so I want to make sure I do some measuring here for you guys. You'll need a piece 3, wait, where are we here? 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. You need 2 of these. white ones. And then you'll need 2 red ones that are 4 by 2.5. Alrighty. So we can go ahead and play a little bit now that we got that out of the way. So I'm going to attach my Designer Series paper to the front of my card base. So I think I mentioned we're making a Z fold card, or sometimes it's called a swing fold card. And this is actually a case from Dawn Griffith. I love her projects. So I'm very much a fangirl when it comes to some of these demonstrators. So let's wait on that because I don't want to have a mess up and have to go backwards. So let's find Big Boss here and do a little die cutting. So I pulled in the Celebration dies. These dies are humongous. Look how big this die is. And I don't need that big one. I'm pretty sure it's this one, which will be like the 3rd largest. And we're gonna cut out the front. I need a plate. Let's cut out the front of our card. So I've got that open here, and I'm just gonna lay this die. I'm gonna kind of center it right in the center there on the inside flap, and we're gonna run that through the Big Boss. Make sure you didn't slide, did you? Yes, you did a little bit. Behave now. We've got important work to do. So, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. I love coming on and doing a Facebook Live. It's been a little hectic here this morning. So, I went to the grocery store. Oh, I know. Thanksgiving Eve, and I went to the grocery store this morning. I went to the gym and then headed to the store to pick up just a few things that we didn't get. And it wasn't bad. It was not a hateful trip, but I'm glad I went this morning. Got that out of the way. So I ran home, got things unpacked, realized that we're running low on cheese. So my husband and my daughter are in there cutting cheese again real quick. Everyone is loving our little COVID cheese project. All right, so we're gonna pop that out. So now we've got this base here, but we also have that side there. Now I did some things ahead of time just to save time because I know you guys have been watching me color with the blends a lot and it can get a little bit tedious. So Rudolph here was stamped ahead and I did color him in with the blends. He's on another one of the dies. Oh, you went to the store too this morning, Pat? Yeah, it wasn't bad. It was very chill. Everyone was very nice. It was very patient. But my husband was there the other day and said it was a little bit crazy. Oh, Sam's Club at 8 a.m. That could be fun. All right, we're going to go ahead and stamp in real red. Do my little sharing Christmas cheer. We'll do that, and then I'm going to grab one of these pieces. So I don't want my little mice. I'm going to do another one. While I've got it here, I'm going to do warm and toasty wishes to you. Then we can move our ink out of the way. There we are. Looks like my red might need a little juice. All right, so since I colored Rudolph in already, we're going to assemble him. And he's going to go right on top of the red panel because this is what's going to show through our card front. There he is. Then I can attach this white panel to a red one. Sometimes I kind of like to work so that I'm doing all my color, all my cutting, all my coloring, all my gluing, and then I'm ready to just assemble at the end. I do like to go to the store in the mornings too. I'm a morning person. I am a Walmart shopper. I know some people don't like Walmart, but it's close to my house and I always need extra things, not always just groceries. Like today I needed lotion and the kids are home and so they keep sending me these lists of things they need. They seem to come home and they don't ever bring pillows or toothbrushes or toothpaste. So when I go to bed, I don't have toothpaste in my bathroom because they've taken it and I don't have pillows on my bed. So I got them each their own thing of toothpaste, which they're a little disappointed because that's normally what I put in their Christmas stocking. So now they're worried that their stockings won't be full because I already gave them their toothpaste. But anyway, I think there is a huge difference in the Walmart from AM to PM for sure. So I could go in the morning and it's clean and bright and shiny and lovely. And then I go in the evening and I'm like, ugh, what happened here? Alrighty, now I have to use my head for a minute. This is going to be our Z fold part. So we are going to have this, there's a little square here that you scored. That's going to fold this way. And then this one is going to fold this way. So that's how it's going to go inside your card. Okay, everybody can see that okay if you're going to make one of these at home. See how it is a Z. Get it? All right. Now, I think what I'm going to do is attach my mechanism first, and then I'm going to go ahead just in case I should have any issues. I make these so far ahead of time that sometimes I forget exactly how I did it in between showing you. The other thing I think I'm going to do is pull in our Seal Plus. Sometimes I want a little extra adhesive when it is a moving mechanism, and this Seal Plus, she don't play. Like it is a seriously strong adhesive. So I'm on the inside here and I'm just going to lay this down kind of eyeballing in the center, and this fold here is close to that score line. So it's not going to be in the center of my card. It's actually going to run right up along that fold. Now you don't want it right on the fold or your card won't close. Yeah, I've got lots of stuff to put in their stockings, but their stockings are always like the practical things. Their toothbrushes, socks, gum, you know, fun things like that go in their stockings. And as they get bigger, they're appreciating those things even more because then that means they don't have to buy them shaving cream, you know, all those good things, little gift cards. And all right, so now making sure I'm doing this correctly. I am going to, I'm going to check and make sure these are on. Yeah, it's not coming off. So now I'm going to sit this right back in the hole it came out of, which I bet, did I do it upside down? I did. All right, Rudolph, will you come off? Let's talk to him nicely and see if he'll pop off. Yeah, good boy. As much as this looks like it is exactly the same, it is not. And it just did not quite fit. There we are. Okay, so if you're doing this at home, make sure that you have your die cut back in the hole it came from, that it is in the right way. When I turn it this way, even though you think it should be symmetrical, it is gapping a little bit right here. So I'm going to put that in. Make sure it's the right way before you attach little Rudolph back on the front. So no harm, no foul. The nice thing with the Stampin' Seal is it is repositionable to an extent. And I would say probably what I have found, 10, 15 minutes maybe, I can kind of pop it off very carefully. But then once I've let it sit, you know, the next day I would not, or even an hour later, it really is a very strong adhesive, but it's a little repositionable there at the beginning. Okay, so he's gonna hang out right in that little hole there. So I'm gonna open this up carefully. Oh, he's shedding. Nothing like having reindeer shed all over. That's actually the little paper pieces. Okay, so now I've got the Seal Plus again, and I'm just going to put right here on that little flap that we created. Okay, so see how cool that is, that pinstripe is now going to show through the opening. So what I'm going to do now is just close my card. Say a little prayer, I did it right, that my memory served. Okay, so now, cute, right? Oh, I'm off camera. Woo! So now I feel safe that I've done the mechanism. Okay, let's go ahead and attach this to the inside. Now this little piece here, you could definitely put your little sentiment on, and it might just be enough to sign your name and some Merry Christmas or something. But if you need to write more, you could take a piece of Whisper White and go on the back and stamp that, and you would have more room to write, you know, a little bit more of a sentiment to your friend or your family member. So now these guys, I'm going to color them later just to save time. You all have watched me use the blends multiple times over the last couple days. So I will do that a little later because I have another card I want to show you as well. So now these little meese are going to go right in here. There we are. So there's your, I'm too high. I got to come down a little. Yeah, that layout is super cute, isn't it, Sharon? I love it. And this is, like I said, Total Case from Dawn Griffith. Bless her heart. She does some cool things. One thing I did want to add, and I don't think I have it. I don't have it with me, but I totally want to add Wink of Stella to his little bow tie. So here's my original one that I made. So there's the mice colored in, and then I stamped it in Warm and Toasty. I did it in black, which does pop a little bit more, but I did it in the red too. So there you go, friends. A Z-fold swing card. Super, super cute. Now we want to move on to our double slider. And this was an idea that was shared by my upline, Cindy Fodor, and then I found a couple little things on Pinterest to make it fun. And let's see what all we got here. So bear with me on this one. Bear with me. So because it's been a while since I made this one. So I know I've got a piece of, I do have notes here. Let me see if I can actually, it's one thing to make notes to yourself to help remember, and there's another thing then to be able to read what you wrote. And that's where I struggle sometimes. Looking for my, yeah, there we are. Lost my little score tool here, my trimmer. Oh, you caved, Donna. Warm and Toasty was in your cart. 4 1/4 by 11 with our Mossy Meadow, and I am going to score that at 5 1/2. So now here's where my memory needs. Oh crap! I didn't write it down. Huh? Why didn't I write it down? Let me see if I can find some notes here. Okay, so let's do 7 inches. So I'm going to slide over here. I'm going to put, can we see okay? We're going to put the edge right here at 7 inches. And what I'm going to do is score. I'm not worried about measurements. I'm not worried about how long this score line is. This could also be a pencil line if that's easier for you. Actually, let's do that. Let's make it a pencil. Because I think you guys are going to be able to see this a little bit better. So I am not scoring the whole length. I just need a little smidgy right there in the center. So I'm going to just put my pencil line right in here and just draw a little pencil line. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll try to show it to you here. Then I'm going to slide over to 9 3/4 and do the exact same thing. Okay, now, if this shows on my card, I can erase it, which is very cool. So now this is to make the slider mechanism. This is how this shebang works here. So can you see those pencil lines I made there? So the next step is our classic label punch. All right, so what we need to do is slide our label punch in as far as it'll go, and that little point right here, that little notch is going to touch that score line that we just made. Not the edge of the punch, that actual little V right there. Then I'm gonna slide all the way over until I do the exact same thing on the other side. So see how that's creating our mechanism now. Then turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. All the way up as far as it'll go, and that little pencil line or the little score line goes right to the V right here. Oh, I have a sneeze coming. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Oh, all right, now sliding over, same deal. So now we've got our scoring mechanism. Thank you guys. Oh, that doesn't often happen. But I've been having some allergy issues every morning. When I get up, I just have a drippy nose and lots of sneezing. Life of living on a farm. They were hauling manure yesterday. Woohoo! It was scent game was on yesterday, friends. All right, so now I'm just gonna fold this up, and now this is gonna be our card front. So what's our next step? Let me think for a minute. We need to create our, where's all my parts? Okay, now we need to create our sliding part. So I have got 2 little pieces of Whisper White, and these are, half by 2.5, 2 of these. Now you could use, what my friend Cindy did was use 2 little 3/4 inch circle, or 4 3/4 inch circles. You could totally do that. I don't have a 3/4 inch punch, and the half inch circle was too big. So I need dimensionals, and I need them to be full size. I need the regular size dimensionals, and what I'm gonna do is lay this on here right at the base, kind of eyeballing it and making sure that it is sort of even and right to the bottom. Flip it over, and I'm gonna attach my 2 little dimensionals right inside that base. So you wanna make sure that they are not sticking off and that they are not stuck to the slide. So you might have to kind of move it a little bit. Oh, now my nose is really running. Okay, so there we go. Now what we'll do is peel those off. I might have to go get a tissue now. Oh my goodness. My nose runs normally, but it is extra after I sneeze. That panel is going to go right across there. So that is going to be our slider. Okay, good morning from Oregon, Betty. Hey, Betty, I'm so glad that you are on because you won a prize patrol, and I tried to message you, but I need to get your address. So congratulations to you, Betty. If you can just send me a private message and let me know your address, I will put your prize. Everybody's prizes are going into the mail probably Monday. We're kind of Thanksgiving around here this weekend, so I'm getting prizes out on Monday. So yay, I'm glad you popped on. All right, I got to grab a tissue, friends. Of course, there are no tissues in my studio, so we're gonna power through it. All right, so our next step, I took these cutie patooties here. This piece is 2 by 2 3/4. And then I have a piece of Mossy Meadow And that one is 3 by 2 1/4. I'm going to color these kids in later because we're going to move along so that I can show you how this works, and then I can always come back and color them in a little bit later. So we've got those guys there, and then you wouldn't want to get me a tissue, would you? Please. All right, so now I have a piece of Whisper White, and this one is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4, and a piece of Designer Series paper, which is 3 by 3 3/4. And you guys can always come back and rewatch this video to write down those dimensions if you want to make one of these guys at home. Again, using the Heartwarming Hugs, which I love. And you'll notice that there might be a little bit more down here, not a big deal at all. Oh, you know what I did? All right. This is not the right size. Thank you. Back up. I thought that I stamped the polar bear on a piece that was too big. So we're gonna carefully take that one off. This goes on here, right? So the size I gave you is right. I just pulled the wrong panel. So it needs to be longer because it's the pole that has to come out. So that one's got to be a little bit longer. And then I think, yeah, these two go together. There we are. That's our card front. So back to this one, since I confused you guys. Ignore him. So this one is, the designer paper is 3 inches by 3 3/4, and then the white one is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. That's the panel that you'll need to do your slider. Actually, it's going to go this way. All right, then I have, this is one that's going to go on the front, and this one is, the white panel is 4 by 3 1/4, and the designer paper is 3 by 3 3/4. So that'll be our front panel. And then I've got a piece of real red. This one is 2 7/8 by 1 1/8, and a little piece of white, which is 2 3/4 by 1. So we're going to stamp our warm and toasty wishes on that little white piece. Oh, thank goodness my husband brought me a tissue. I was trying so hard not to wipe it on my sleeve, but it's starting to run very bad. All right, here we go. We're cooking now. There we are. So that piece is going to go on here, and then Dimensionals will attach it to the top here. And that'll be our inside little slider piece. So let me see what I can do here. Polar bear, I'm going to stamp him, but I'm going to color him later because I got to color him and cut him out. And I know you guys have seen me do that before, so you can get the gist of how this card will look without having to watch me do that tedious little fussy cutting. All right, so he's stamped in Memento because I'm going to color him in with blends a little bit later. All right, so now I think we're ready to put some pieces together. So our card is going to look like this. So we need this panel on the inside. So we're going to flip this over, and I'm not worried that I stamped that polar bear on the back because this panel is going to be shut. So no one will know he's in there unless when they pull it out, they're going to look at him on the back, but this is just the sample to showcase to you guys. So I'm not too worked up about it. You do not want to have a polar bear accident on the back of your card. So I've got some Terran tape here. Well, you could also use the Stampin' Seal Plus. I do like that, but my original card was the Terran tape, and I really liked working with that. I'm not sure that I would use the green glue. I got to stop myself for 1 minute because we're missing a step. All right, before we attach our card together, we need to make a little notch so that we can pull, so that we can pull him out. Otherwise, our fingers don't quite go down in there. So I can go ahead and attach this. So I want to make sure that slider is the whole way down at the bottom, and I'm going to kind of have this fairly even at the sides. So my sides are kind of equal, and then he's even right here at the top. So see how my finger now can go down in there and pull that up. So the other thing, I think that works perfect. I was wondering if I needed to do another notch. Maybe I will, just so your fingers fit in there a little bit better. So we'll notch both sides. Yeah, I like that. All right, so now bun buns need to go on. So what I did for these guys, I pulled this the whole way out. I'm going to do a little bit more Terran tape. Anyway, before I left you, I was kind of saying about the green glue. For this particular mechanism, I love green glue normally, but for the mechanism, sometimes I want a little bit stronger adhesive. So now these guys are going to kind of hang out right here. Let me make sure before I do a big uh-oh, I want to make sure I'm okay. They can actually come and cover that just a little bit. The other thing I want to make sure of is that I didn't go too far on the side with that adhesive. So it should just be, your adhesive should be the width of this. And I was just a smidge over, and I don't want that. That would affect our sliding mechanism. Everybody still with me? So there we go. Here's how that will go down, right? And then it'll pop up like so. Yeehaw, here we are. Oh, it's coming together, yay. Whoa, the stress, guys, the stress. So, as I was saying, sometimes I create these so far ahead of time, and then I'm like, my brain has to remember how I did things. So, what we're gonna do next is, on my original one, I just used Terran tape along the side so it was flat. But this, what I noticed was, I wanted some dimensional still, and so I put dimensionals on under here, and then it was catching. So what I'm gonna do is use these long strips of, we use these for shaker cards. So I'm gonna use these guys to give some dimensional, so it's more like a pocket instead of being flat. There we are. Now I want to make sure that I do not get any adhesive over here on my slider part, because it will not slide then. And that's a problem. We go to a lot of work and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, I just glued my card shut. Can't have that. I'm just going to trim some of this edge here for the rest of it, because none of this is going to be seen. Oh, thank you. He is adorable. It's funny looking at that guy. I feel bad that I'm covering him up, but it's all right. All right, so there we go. Yay. All right, all right. Now let's go ahead and attach this on. So the trick to adding this one is making sure that you pull this out first, and then you're going to add this panel, because if I'm too high, you won't see the little bunnies and their sled. So the other thing I'm going to be very careful of is where I put my dimensionals on here, because I don't want them to stick and affect the pull. So I'm just going to use the little baby pop dots here and just put them in the corners. And you know, I always say one in the middle for good luck. Don't do it this time. You'll be very upset with yourself. No middle for good luck. All right, so we'll just, I did 3 on the sides then. Since they're little, I wanted to add 3 for stability. And then I can attach this right to the front. Then I have a piece of Old Olive and some Mossy Meadow ink. What size is my Old Olive? Did I write it down? I did. Oh, no, I didn't. I wrote 1 inch. So it must be 1 inch by something. 1 inch by 4 inches. It is very cool. Thank you, Betty. I love doing fun little slider mechanisms and fun cards. I'm going to put Just For You. There we go. It's a little crooked. Let's try again. 2 sides to every piece. Now, I guess I should take a step backwards here and tell you that if you are creating this, you want to think ahead if you need to sign it. Because once you do have it put together, where are you going to sign this card? So, you know, depending on how you have it decorated, you could maybe do your signature here, or you could flip it over and have your signature. You know, you could have a white panel here and you could stamp something and sign it here. You could sign it back here. Like I said, he's just for show. So look, he's like Santa jumping down the chimney. So make sure you think about that before you get the whole thing put together. So now I'm going to do 2 dimensionals on the edges. Make sure I use the right side. I'm going to use this side here. And then just a little dab of adhesive there in the middle. That looks like it's a little bit, it is a little crooked. I wonder if I can adjust. Can you let me adjust here? I don't know. Yep, it looks like you will. Somehow, I got myself a little off kilter. I think it's because I talk and don't think. Story of my life. So that's going to just slide right across here. Then my final step is going to take Mr. Bear and I'm going to cut him out. I'm going to color him and cut him out, and then he's going to go on the front. So what I can do in the meantime, I'm going to do that later so that you guys don't have to watch that part of it. I just wanted to make sure you knew how to make this card. So I'm just going to take a hole punch a little hole in there, and I've got some of my real red sheer ribbon. So I'll just cut what I need. That should do it. And I'll just slide this in here very carefully and tie myself a little bow. You could do a knot in here. You could, you know, whatever works for you. I will say sometimes when you do these, mailing can be a little bit more because of the thickness of it. So if you're doing a bunch and you need to send them, you might want to think about how thick you want your ribbon to be so that you don't have to do extra postage. You gonna work here? I think so. There we go. Cutie little bow. And then I'll just trim off that extra there. All right, so that just kind of sits right there. Mr. Bear will get cut out. He's gonna sit here. And then I took the final part, what did I do with them? Is I used some of the white gems from all the trimmings embellishments. So there's Mr. Bear. He's all cut out, and then I used those little white gems. Isn't that adorable? So cute. And this one works too, and I would just finish up my little pieces. But what I would do, guys, is definitely use some dimensional here. It works out so much better. So there you go, friends. There's your cute little interactive cards. I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget, the online extravaganza is still going on today so that you can shop and take advantage of 10% off. Remember, that's our annual catalog, not the Christmas catalog, just the annual catalog. And so that sale is ending for me today at 8 o'clock so that I can go ahead, close it out, and go have holiday with my family. So, and as for you, my friends, have a very, very happy Thanksgiving. I know things look a little different this year, but it's okay. We'll all get through it together, and enjoy your holiday weekend as well. And make sure you come back and join me next week, because I will be here 10 o'clock next Wednesday for What's Up Wednesday. Happy holidays, guys.